You know that feeling where you're daydreaming about hitting the open road, but not quite sure what's calling to you more? Is it the smooth pavement or the promise of a dusty trail?
Oh, absolutely. I know that feeling well.
Yeah, and then you start thinking, all right, what tires do I need for this? And inevitably you land on all-terrain tires, right? So today we are doing a deep dive into the BFGoodrich all-terrain TA KO3 tire.
Sounds good.
We've got some marketing material here, and we're going to try to see what's really what with this tire. Do they live up to the hype?
Yeah, cut through the marketing jargon, right?
Exactly,
See what's really going on.
So to get us started, I think the full name alone, BFGoodrich All-Terrain TAKO3, it's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
But it seems like they're making a statement, right?
Yeah, no, they're not being shy about it at all.
Like this isn't your average tire, right?
No, no, this is for a very specific purpose. And even the TA there.
Oh, yeah. What does that stand for anyway?
Yeah, it stands for truck all-terrain.
Oh, okay.
So it gives you a little hint right there as to
Right.
what they're going for. They want something that can handle both on-road, off-road,
Makes sense.
the demands of a truck,
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely. So I guess that leads to the question of who exactly are they targeting with this, right?
Yeah, I mean, their marketing really focuses on people who use their vehicle in a lot of different settings. They use the term multi-environment.
Right.
They kind of paint this picture of, your daily commuter who, come Friday afternoon, is itching to get out and hit the trails for the weekend.
Right. So they're going for that balance of someone who's got a practical everyday need for their vehicle, but then also, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of fun.
Exactly, yeah. They're not just stuck in the concrete jungle.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not just weekend warriors though, right?
No, they also talk about long-haul drivers as well.
Okay.
So you think about somebody who's maybe driving across the country, they might be spending a lot of time on the highway, but then once they get to their destination, it's off-roading time.
Makes sense. Yeah. It speaks to this I don't know, this idea that more and more vehicles need to be like multi-purpose.
Versatile.
Yeah, versatile.
Yeah.
And the tires are a part of that. Okay, so we've got this tire. They're saying it's the best of both worlds, but how do they actually back that up?
So that's where it gets really interesting. And they've actually incorporated a few different technologies to try to live up to that promise.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they emphasize is what they call their core guard technology.
Okay.
And essentially what that is it's a feature that reinforces the sidewall of the tire.
Got it.
Makes it a lot tougher, a lot more resistant to punctures and cuts,
Okay.
which, if you're going off-roading, you're going to encounter those sharp rocks and things that could potentially damage a tire.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But then they don't just stop there.
Right.
They've also paid close attention to the tread pattern of the tire as well.
Okay. Yeah, how does that factor in?
Well, if you look at it, they've got these deeper tread grooves, something like 1,630 seconds of an inch deep. And those are really designed to dig down and grab onto loose terrain. Like, we're talking dirt, gravel, things like that.
Yeah.
But they've also got these tighter center tread blocks as well. What that does is that promotes stability and helps the tire wear more evenly, especially when you're on paved roads.
So it seems like they're really trying to, like you said, live up to this promise of being good in both worlds, but by addressing each one kind of separately.
Exactly, yeah, because if you just have a really aggressive tread pattern meant for off-roading, well, that's going to wear down really quickly if you're mostly driving on pavement, and nobody wants to be buying new tires all the time.
No, tires are not cheap.
And on the flip side, if you have a tread pattern that's just designed for the highway, well, good luck getting any traction when you hit the dirt.
Right, you're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place.
Exactly.
So it sounds like they're onto something here. Now, whether they really pull it off, I guess that's up for debate. But it seems like they're really trying to address this dilemma that a lot of drivers have of, I need a tire that can do it all.
And for people who don't want to buy two sets of tires and be constantly switching back and forth, it's appealing.
Absolutely, yeah. Because who's got the time for that? It really is kind of like, a good jacket, right? Like a jacket that you can wear in the city when it's cold out, but then also be comfortable wearing if you're going for a hike.
It's a great analogy.
It's like you're not going to wear a full-on winter coat when it's 50 degrees out, but you also don't want to freeze if you're caught in a cold snap. So this idea of, kind of that in-between, it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, and it's something that our listeners should really consider. If you're someone who needs that versatility, maybe you're planning a road trip and you're going to be on the highway for a while, but then you also want to get off the beaten path a little bit, this might be a tire that's worth considering.
It makes you think, though, right? There's always some kind of trade-off in life, like that balance of being really good at one thing versus being pretty good at a lot of things.
Oh, for sure.
It's like this in so many different areas, whether it's, your career or even just your hobbies. It's like, are you going to be a specialist or are you going to be more of a generalist? There's no right or wrong answer, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, and even if you're not in the market for new tires right now, it's still a valuable question to consider, I think.
Absolutely.
Gets you thinking about your own needs and priorities.
Food for thought.